What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Lemon Football, and today's video I'm going to be giving you guys the top 6 season starting essentials. Now, the first one today is get a new mouthguard. Like, wearing the mouthguard from the season before is seriously a no bueno. Now, the reasons for that is your mouthguard gets super worn out throughout the season. You guys know everyone has those players on their team or even themselves that chew their mouthguards up like crazy and destroys their mouthguards to the point where you can't even wear it anymore or it doesn't even fit in your mouth. Now, some people get super comfortable with that and they don't want to switch, saying, like, I know some people, they say, why should I get a new mouthguard? I'm just going to chew it anyways. But a lot of new mouthguards nowadays are super small and super compact. You can breathe great with them. Like, when I was in Adam P, we had these huge bulky mouthguards. We couldn't breathe out them. We chew on them like crazy. They were just super uncomfortable. But new mouthguards nowadays, they're super small, super slim. You can breathe out your mouth easy. You can talk easy. And for some reason, when you get these super expensive, low-profile mouthguards, there's no want to chew it. I don't know why it is, but everyone I know, as soon as they've switched from a terrible 2-cent mouthguard to a $10 mouthguard, they don't chew it anymore. It's just because it's so form-fitting to your teeth, you don't chew it at all. It's great. Now, when you're looking at new mouthguards, the two brands that are really big, the first would be Sisu. They're super nice molded mouthguards. I will link to them down below. Now, the other ones are, which I recommend, they're really pricey, but they're definitely worth it, are custom, dentist mouthguards. Seriously, when you go in, I think it cost me about $270 when I got my custom done, but they're great. They take a full mold of your mouth. It fits super slim. It's unreal. It's indestructible. No chewing, no issues there. And another reason to get these higher quality mouthguards is it helps prevent concussions. Not a lot of people understand the point of mouthguards. Some of it is so you don't, bite your teeth together and damage your teeth, so you don't bite your tongue. But the big thing is concussions. What happens is when you take a hit, your jaw clicks or whatever, a lot of that force gets transferred into your head. When you take a hit with the mouthguard and you bite down, a lot of that force is transferred into the mouthguard. That's one of the main purposes of it. Tip number 2 is clean your helmet. Now, when I'm talking clean your helmet, I'm talking both the in and the outside of the helmet. When I'm talking about cleaning the outside of the helmet, I'm talking about getting rid of all the blemishes and stuff from it. Now, again, I'll link to a video down below where I talk about how to clean and whiten your helmet to get all the marks off it, help take some of the yellowing out of the helmet, right? That's a really big deal to me. So this helmet used to look terrible until I cleaned it, and it looks unreal now. I got my, stickers and whatnot, but it looked a lot worse before. So the reason I like to clean my helmet is so I can see my own progress throughout the season. If I'm starting off a season with someone else's marks on the helmet, I don't know what I've done. I like to see my own battle scars and what happened. So that's why I like to personally clean my helmet at the start of a season, and I also do it before every game, again, to see how much damage I did. Now, again, talking about if you have someone else's helmet, you don't want their marks. You also don't want their sweat. So a lot of new helmets, especially Rydell, they have a liner inside. It's a fabric, that black liner. Now that is terrible for you. Now the reason you should clean this is because it can contain bacteria and lices. You can get infections, all this stuff from dealing with someone else's sweat. So definitely take the liner out, clean it at the start of the season, and there's places you can regularly take your helmet to get it cleaned and get the sweat removed as well. Now, if you don't have a liner like, say, a Schutt helmet where it just has the gel padding, you should still clean these, at least wipe the inside of it down to help get rid of most of that bacteria as possible. Tip number 3 is get a new pair of gloves. Now, unfortunately, gloves just don't last the way like cleats do. It also does depend on the glove, but most players nowadays, as their hands are growing, it's good to get a new pair of gloves. You make sure they fit you properly. Also, if you're wearing something like a receiver style glove, the grip gets worn off. You won't have as much of that issue with like the Nike D-Tac 5. Check that video, that review. But you have gloves for a specific purpose, and if it's losing their grip, especially after a whole season, you should definitely pick up a new pair to help keep your edge. Another reason I like buying gloves for every new season is it actually helps me get me hyped for the season. I love picking stuff out for seasons and that kind of stuff because it helps get me hyped and get me ready and before the season even starts, you start thinking about the season, what's going to happen. So it helps get your mindset, as well as it's great just to have a new pair of gloves and help get that restored grip. Also, there's just no amount of washing you can do to get that smell of a whole season out of gloves. So it also helps keep your hands a little fresher as well. Now, tip number 4 is a little specific. If you have detachable stud cleats where they screw in, get new studs. Those get worn down crazy quick, especially like if you have to walk off the field on the asphalt or something. They get worn down midway through a season. So check all your studs. If you have some extras, compare your old ones to your extras. It's hard to see how much your ones are actually worn down until you compare them to a new pair. Again, grip is really important, although now we're talking about our feet grip into the ground. So if you have detachable, definitely get a new pair, and they're actually really cheap as well to get. Okay, now number 5 is kind of cheesy. It's a positive attitude. Now, if your team, you already kind of know it isn't that great of a team, especially in the division you're in, and you're already starting the season off not looking forward to it, thinking you're going to get killed, it's going to be even worse. You're starting here and you're just going to continue that downward spiral where you're not liking it. It's getting worse and worse and worse. But if you start the season with a positive attitude, you really don't know what happened, especially with upsets and underdog wins. So have a positive attitude, and that'll be your best friend as the season starts to help keep you at that competitive level. It's never over until the clock hits 0, so keep positive as often as possible. All right, now the last and final tip, number 6, is to be conditioned at least a little bit going into the season. Now, I wish I did it more as a kid, but if you go into the season with 0 conditioning, the first couple weeks are absolute hell. Now, everything was great about getting back into the season, seeing your friends hitting, all that. But when it came to doing conditioning and running, it is brutal if you have 0 conditioning going in. So go for a couple runs in the off season, at least help get your cardio levels back to the point where they should be ready for the season. At least, not every season you're starting at your highest level possible, right? But it's at least if you're starting from here instead of here and you got to get to here, this is going to be way easier. This little bit right here is the hardest part of getting back into it. So get that out of the way before camp starts so you can improve as much on your technique in the season and less on conditioning. That you can work on by your own. So there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed that video today. As always, like and share is there a big help to me. You want to contact me in any way, wait till the end of the video and see. You like these shirts, wait till the end of the video as well. And as always, thanks.